Oh no! Okay. Hello party people, welcome back to So Square and Cubed. I'm Jamie. Hello. A recent event just kind of made me want to do more tarot because I've kind of really been neglecting it because these are my call out cards and they will call you out, which is why I haven't touched them because I know exactly what I haven't been doing. And I'm doing tarot specifically for Sagittarius season. For all my Sagittarius peeps, this one is for you. Before I get into the reading and the tarot that I do, a couple YouTuber things that I want to get out of the way, and then we can enjoy this lovely fest of tarot and predictions for our wonderful Sagittarius season. First YouTuber thing that I want to get out of the way is if you're not subscribed already, don't forget to go down below and hit that beautiful button. If you want to be a part of my hijinks, I have to let you know that on Tuesdays, I usually focus on mental health or cleaning, and then on Thursdays, I kind of just do whatever I want. And I'm gonna try to do a tarot reading for every zodiac season, or at least every Western zodiac season, so like Sagittarius, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, Taurus. I know these aren't in order, by the way. I don't know what the order is, but I know that that wasn't it. Second YouTuber thing that I want to get out of the way real quick is you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I usually announce when I'm doing paid readings or free personalized readings on those platforms. Now, my third YouTuber thing is usually to say that you can support me on Patreon and Ko-fi, and that's why I'm gonna say that right now. You can support me on both Patreon and Ko-fi, and yes, I know Ko-fi is not pronounced that way, but at this point, I'm committed to the bit. My fourth YouTuber thing is also asking you to comment something down below typically, but I don't really have a theme or a topic for this one. So I guess I'm just gonna ask you, have you ever had a tarot reading done? Was it positive? Was it maybe negative? I will warn you ahead of time. I don't know what these cards are gonna say. It could be positive, it could be negative, it could be neutral, it could be a mix of all of those things. So we usually just jump into it, and I try to be as honest and upfront as I possibly can because that is important when you are reading for other people. Let's go ahead and get into it before I start getting more awkward. First thing that I always do when I read tarot, actually first thing I always do is I pick my cards, but the second thing I always do when I read tarot is I cleanse my cards. And I always do it before and after because my memory is terrible, so I never remember if I've done it. So I just do it twice instead. And usually, I do have a tarot reading cloth. I just don't use it, which makes me feel bad because it was like $15. But I got it at Spirit Halloween because that just felt right. So now my cards are nice and cleansed. If I was reading in person, I would say, okay, here's my deck. Shuffle it however you see fit while you think of your question, which our question is basically just gonna be, what's going on this Sagittarius season? How are my Sagittarius lovely people gonna be? What do they have to look forward to? What's in store for them? Are they neglecting anything? Sagittarius friends, are you neglecting anything? These cards are going to call you out if you are, so just be prepared. Okay, I think we're pretty thoroughly mixed. This is why I don't work at a casino, because I don't know how to shuffle cards. Now, what I do, I just want you to know that I'm moving from my left to the right, separating these into 5 different piles. I tell everyone every time I do a reading, one card can be a pile. So if you wanted to just make 1 card piles, that's fine. I have some people who start taking from the top of the deck and say that's one, and then me personally, I drop the deck and whatever is left over, like this is gonna be my first pile. That's pile number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Usually my 5th pile is the smallest. Card number 1 represents the querent, or the person asking the question, or the person the question is being asked for. In this instance, we'll say it's representing our Sagittarius friends. Queen of Wands. I actually think that might be a zodiac card, but I don't remember which. We'll find out. The next card is representing the question that the cards want to answer, because my deck, sometimes it comes up with its own question to answer. So Seven of Pentacles. Okay. The third card. Past influences. What influences in your past might have a hand in the situation you are in right now? Ten of Swords. Card number 4 should be representing the advice of the cards. I like to call it my pretty lady what do card. So it's kind of like, okay, you've given me all of this beautiful stuff and I'm staring at it, but what do I do now? So the advice of the cards, Judgment. That is a very rare card for me to pull. So that's interesting. We will get into that. And then the last card is the potential outcome should you follow the card's advice. Sometimes it's the potential outcome should you not follow the card's advice. It really kind of depends on how the cards mix and mingle. High Priestess. This is an interesting mix of cards I do not often pull. This might actually be the first time I've pulled High Priestess. That's interesting. We'll get into it. If this reading really is so vague that I don't know what's going on, we'll pull a clarification card. Okay. Woo. Let's get into what's going on with our Sagittarius friends because I'm interested in that Judgment and High Priestess. I do not have all of my card meanings memorized because I've got some brain funkiness, but I have this handy dandy, glittery, beautiful sequined tome of all of the cards and the things. So let's jump in. Starting with the Queen of Wands representing you, my Sagittarius friends. Oh, I was right. The Queen of Wands is in fact a zodiac card. It is actually a Leo situation card. Now, something to keep in mind, pulling the Queen of Wands doesn't automatically mean that like, oh, oops, this is actually a reading for Leos. It's not. What it actually means is that it has that sort of zodiac energy. So, my lovely Sagittarius friends, representing you, a Leo situation, pushy, outgoing, optimistic. Perhaps an energy that has been pushed on you or something that has left an impression on the mind. This energy is not always positive. However, it is just very, very strong. The question the cards are actually trying to answer, we have Seven of Pentacles. Growth of either money or material. The cards around it will show, which makes sense because this is our question card. It's something that could also represent a growth of skill. So it sounds like our question being asked and answered today, which was originally what's in store for our Sagittarius friends, now seems to be what sort of monetary, material, or skillful growth is in store for our Sagittarius friends. I'm interested. I am intrigued, especially with that Judgment and the High Priestess. I am intrigued. Let's continue with your past influences, the Ten of Swords. I don't think I remember this one off the top of my head, but I want to say it has to do with like bad energy, someone potentially stabbing you in the back, but don't quote me on that because I'm about to quote myself. Ten of Swords, stabbed in the back, loss in any way, death of a dream or of a situation or an ideal. It's kind of any sort of loss, any sort of grief. The stabbing in the back, I think, is just representative of like our expectations not being met can feel like a betrayal of sorts. But I mean, I guess it could also kind of be a literal stabbed in the back betrayal. So you got some rough stuff in your past, but let's move on to the card's advice, which is Judgment, which is a card that I don't know because I think I've only ever pulled it once before. So you, my Sagittarius friends, are very special. Oh, this is interesting. An awakening in life or eye-opening experience. Old matters to be learned anew. Revelations. So, usually when Judgment is paired closely with the Ten of Swords, there is a type of physical life loss involved. However, I'm going to say that with the experience of the Ten of Swords being in your past and Judgment being the advice, it's probably more something to do with moving on from that grief or coming to terms with that grief than it is a new type of loss that is going to be in your life. However, if we do think about this in a very like scientific, logical way, certain world events are still very much ongoing and are still very much life-threatening. I would say encourage your friends and family to be careful and kind as well. We will move on to, if you accept this Judgment card as the advice, to the potential outcome, which is the High Priestess. Okay, so High Priestess is sort of a warning card, but not in a bad way. It sort of just means you need to slow down and reflect on what is going on in this situation, what is going on with you, what is going on with things around you. I want to pull a couple more clarification cards. I think I'm going to pull on the question and on Judgment. Okay. Okay. King of Cups. I think King of Cups is another zodiac card. So the World is like energetically the best card in the deck. Considering that it's in our question corner, I'm gonna say that maybe you're questioning your successes or how successful you're gonna be this season. Usually what the World card means is success in all that you do, all that you touch, and all that you're a part of. And things are just as they need to be for you to find these successes. If you want to take hold of this success, usually you have to speak your success in a way that whatever higher power it is that you ascribe to can understand it. Whether it's if you're a pagan, doing a ritual, if you're a Christian, doing a prayer, whatever kind of works for you to let your higher power know this is what success means for me, and this is what I want. Let's jump back to the King of Cups. This is in your advice. And remember, we have the Judgment there, which is like a revelation of sorts of an old situation. Hey, guess what? I was correct again. King of Cups is a Cancer situation card. What that means is this is energy that is very sympathetic, could be very overly emotional. It's an energy that will drain you until you let go of it. With that being in your advice card and with that being with the new revelations, leads me to believe that you probably really need to think hard on this loss that you had, whatever type of loss it was. Again, it doesn't always represent a physical death, though it might have. I think you need to really think hard on this, and whatever the energy you're still investing in this, it's probably time to let it go. And with that, you're probably going to learn something new about the situation that's going to help you transition that energy away from here. And just for fun, we're going to pull again on the High Priestess as well. Six of Cups. I forgot what I was looking for. Oh, no. Okay. Six of Cups. An influence from your far past. Often an influence from childhood. You may need to change whatever mental recordings were learned in that era of time. This is often self-esteem related. If you can successfully change that mental tape, whatever was like recorded or forced into your head I would say during this situation of loss, honestly, this is all about coming to terms with a situation, and should you come to terms with it, you will grow from it. I feel like there's going to be a lot of healing in your future. In your future, as if I have a crystal ball. There's a lot of hard work ahead though too. You can't get here. You can't get to your world card either without doing the hard work, without reevaluating the loss, without coming to your revelation, without letting go of all that energy that's been eating you alive. You're not going to be able to change your mindset and get a new perspective, but also you're not going to find that true healing that comes with time. I'm very sorry. I did tell you I could not guarantee it would be positive. It can be positive though if you take these steps and you really kind of listen to the universe around you. I think you are in for maybe not an overall great Sagittarius season, but a very healing season. Do the work and take care of yourself mentally and physically this season. Just really, really hone in that self-care, whatever that might look like for you. And don't be afraid to get some help if you need a therapist, if you need someone to help you work through these emotions and shine a new light on this situation, whatever this is in your past. Do it. I really think if you work hard, you're gonna come out the other side so strong and so amazed with all that you've accomplished. This world card can be yours for only the small price of loving yourself and caring about yourself and learning new things about situations you've been a part of. Well, all right, party people, that's gonna be it. I'm so sorry for the somewhat downer ending. I do love you guys. I appreciate you watching so far. I am going to get more into tarot readings. Like I said, I'm going to do one for each of the zodiac seasons. If you do want specific tarot readings or personal tarot readings, I do those on my Instagram and Twitter, so don't forget to follow me there. Link in the description box below. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I love you guys. Stay cool, stay cute, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah. Toodles.